If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed your morning strength isn't what it used to be, your energy crashes by afternoon, and that spark in the bedroom feels like a distant memory. What I'm about to share might change everything for you. This isn't about getting older gracefully. This is about reclaiming the vitality that society tells you is supposed to fade away. I'm Dr. Megan Fischer, and for over 3 decades, I've specialized in helping men rediscover their masculine strength when they thought those days were behind them forever. Here on Life After 65, I've worked with thousands of men who came to me feeling like shadows of their former selves, and I've watched them transform back into the confident, energetic, passionate men they always were inside. What I've discovered might surprise you. The problem isn't that your body is broken or that declining virility is inevitable. The real issue is that most men are missing 7 crucial natural boosters that their bodies desperately need to restore testosterone production, improve blood flow, and reignite that inner fire that makes you feel truly alive. Tonight, I'm going to share these 7 game-changing discoveries with you, along with the real stories of men who went from feeling defeated to feeling unstoppable. I'll show you exactly when to take each one, what changes to expect in the first week, second week, and after 30 days, and the common mistakes that keep most men stuck in a cycle of declining energy and confidence. But first, I need you to do something for me. Comment below which city or country you're watching from, like this video if it's resonating with you, and subscribe to Life After 65 so you don't miss what's coming next. Your engagement helps us reach more men who need to hear this message, and trust me, there are millions of us who've been suffering in silence for far too long. Now, let me tell you about Marcus, a 67-year-old retired construction foreman who walked into my office 6 months ago. This was a man who had built houses with his bare hands, raised 4 kids, and commanded respect wherever he went. But when he sat across from my desk, his shoulders were slumped, his voice was quiet, and he said something that broke my heart. "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore. I feel like I'm just taking up space." Marcus's blood work told a story I see repeatedly. His testosterone wasn't dangerously low, but it had quietly slipped to levels that robbed him of his drive, his confidence, and his connection with his wife of 42 years. His circulation was sluggish, his sleep was restless, and his body was crying out for the natural support it needed to function like the powerful machine it was designed to be. That's when I introduced him to the first breakthrough that would change everything. The first natural booster that transformed Marcus's life isn't what most men expect. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, and it's probably sitting on a shelf at your local store right now. But the timing and the specific form make all the difference between feeling like you're just getting by and feeling like you're ready to conquer the world again. I'm talking about vitamin D3, but not the way most men take it. While everyone else is popping their vitamin D with their morning coffee, hoping for a little energy boost, the men who see real results take it at a very specific time, exactly 1 hour before bed. Here's why this changes everything. Your body produces the majority of its testosterone while you sleep, specifically during the deep REM phases that happen in the second half of the night. Vitamin D3 acts as a natural catalyst for this process, but only when it's properly timed with your body's natural rhythm. When you take D3 before bed, it doesn't just support testosterone production, it also helps regulate melatonin, the hormone that gives you that deep, restorative sleep your body needs to repair and rebuild. More importantly, it supports the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, the same tissue that's responsible for releasing nitric oxide, the compound your body absolutely must have for strong, lasting erections. Marcus started with just this one change. Every night, 1 hour before bed, he took 4,000 IU of vitamin D3. Nothing fancy, no complicated routine, just one supplement at the right time. The changes started subtly. After 5 days, he told me he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. After 2 weeks, he woke up feeling actually refreshed instead of groggy and defeated. But it was the morning of day 18 that he called my office, and I could hear the amazement in his voice. "Dr. Fischer, I woke up with morning wood for the first time in over 2 years. I thought that part of my life was over." That's the power of working with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. But vitamin D3 was just the beginning of Marcus's transformation, because while it was rebuilding his hormonal foundation, there was still the matter of his restless mind and the stress that was quietly sabotaging everything else. The second breakthrough came when I realized that Marcus, like most men his age, was carrying decades of accumulated stress in his nervous system. His mind would race at night, replaying conversations from 30 years ago, worrying about his adult children, thinking about retirement, finances, and by the time his head hit the pillow, his cortisol levels were through the roof. High cortisol is testosterone's worst enemy. It doesn't matter how much vitamin D you take or how well you eat. If stress hormones are flooding your system every night, your body will choose survival over virility every single time. That's where the second natural booster comes in, magnesium glycinate, taken 30 minutes before your vitamin D3. Most men think of magnesium as something for leg cramps or irregular heartbeats, but the glycinate form does something remarkable for male vitality. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly calms your central nervous system, shutting down that mental chatter that keeps you wired when you should be winding down. But here's the part that makes it essential for men over 60. Magnesium glycinate promotes the release of nitric oxide, the same compound that triggers strong erections. When your nervous system is calm and your blood vessels are relaxed, blood can flow freely to where it needs to go. I remember when Marcus came in after his first week on magnesium, he looked different, more relaxed somehow. "Doc," he said, "I'm not just sleeping better. I'm dreaming again. Real dreams, not those anxiety nightmares I've been having for years." By the end of the second week, something even more significant happened. His wife mentioned that he seemed more present during conversations, more engaged, more like the man she fell in love with. And when they were intimate, which was starting to happen more frequently, he could maintain his erection longer and with more confidence than he had in years. This is what happens when you stop fighting your biology and start supporting it. But we were just getting started, because while Marcus's stress was under control and his hormones were stabilizing, there was still the matter of protecting the delicate vascular system that makes male performance possible. The third breakthrough addresses something most men never think about until it's too late: the health of the tiny blood vessels that make erections possible. These vessels are incredibly delicate, and they're the first to suffer from decades of stress, poor diet, and the natural aging process. I explained to Marcus that an erection is essentially a vascular event. It requires your blood vessels to expand rapidly and fill with blood, then maintain that expansion for as long as you need it. If those vessels are stiff, damaged, or inflamed, even perfect testosterone levels won't help you perform when it matters. That's where vitamin E becomes crucial, specifically the natural mixed tocopherols form, not the synthetic version found in most drugstore supplements. Vitamin E acts like armor for your circulatory system. It protects the endothelial lining of your arteries from oxidative damage, reduces inflammation, and keeps your blood vessels flexible and responsive. When taken before bed, it works overnight to repair the microscopic damage that accumulates during the day, essentially giving your cardiovascular system a nightly tune-up. But here's what makes it particularly powerful for men. Vitamin E helps prevent cholesterol from hardening in your arteries, which is critical for maintaining blood flow to the penis. It also supports the production of nitric oxide and helps your blood vessels respond more quickly to the signals that trigger an erection. Marcus added 400 IU of natural vitamin E to his nightly routine, taking it right after his magnesium. Within 3 weeks, he noticed his blood pressure had dropped from the borderline high numbers that had been concerning his doctor to completely normal levels. His energy was more consistent throughout the day, and he was waking up not just with morning erections, but with the kind of firm, confident erections he remembered from his 40s. The real test came when he and his wife decided to take a weekend getaway to celebrate their anniversary. For the first time in years, Marcus felt confident about being intimate without worrying about whether his body would cooperate, and it did better than he had dared to hope. But, as powerful as these first 3 boosters were, there was still one critical element missing from Marcus's transformation. The fourth breakthrough targets the one mineral that's absolutely essential for male vitality, yet becomes increasingly difficult for men to absorb as they age. I'm talking about zinc, but not just any zinc. The specific form and timing make all the difference between modest improvements and life-changing results. Zinc picolinate, taken on an empty stomach 45 minutes before bed, does something remarkable for men over 60. It directly supports the production of luteinizing hormone, the chemical messenger that tells your testicles to produce testosterone. More importantly, it helps convert that testosterone into its most active form, DHT, which is crucial for libido, energy, and that feeling of masculine confidence that comes from deep within. But zinc does something else that most men don't realize. It's essential for prostate health, sperm production, and maintaining healthy testosterone to estrogen ratios. As men age, our bodies naturally produce more estrogen, which can further suppress testosterone and lead to that soft, tired feeling that so many men accept as normal aging. When I suggested zinc picolinate to Marcus, he was initially skeptical. "Doc, I've tried zinc before and didn't notice anything." But I explained that timing and absorption are everything. Most men take zinc with food, which blocks absorption, or they take the wrong form, which passes through their system without being utilized. Marcus started with 30 milligrams of zinc picolinate every night, 45 minutes before his other supplements. The changes were subtle at first, but by the end of the second week, he reported something significant. His libido was returning not just physically, but mentally. He was thinking about sex again, feeling attracted to his wife in ways he hadn't experienced in years. By the fourth week, Marcus's energy levels had stabilized at levels he hadn't felt since his 50s. He was waking up ready to tackle the day, staying focused and motivated until evening, and feeling genuinely excited about life again. His wife told me later that it was like getting her husband back, but the most dramatic changes were yet to come, because we were about to add the 3 boosters that would complete his transformation. The 5th breakthrough recognizes that male vitality isn't just about testosterone and blood flow. It's about having the energy and mental clarity to feel like the leader, the protector, the man you've always been inside. And that requires a very specific combination of B vitamins, taken in the right ratios at the right time. I'm talking about a high-potency B complex, specifically one that includes methylated forms of B12 and folate, taken 15 minutes before your zinc. Here's why this timing matters. B vitamins support the entire cascade of reactions that convert food into cellular energy, but they also play crucial roles in nerve function, red blood cell production, and the synthesis of neurotransmitters that affect mood, motivation, and sexual desire. B1 and B2 support your cardiovascular system and help your heart pump blood efficiently throughout your body. B3 niacin directly supports blood vessel dilation, increasing blood flow to all the areas that matter most for male performance. B6 helps regulate stress hormones and supports the production of dopamine, the neurotransmitter that drives motivation and sexual appetite. But B12 is where the magic really happens for men over 60. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food decreases dramatically, leading to fatigue, depression, and decreased cognitive function. The methylated form bypasses these absorption issues and goes directly to work, supporting nerve function and energy production. Marcus added a high-quality B complex to his routine, and within 10 days, he noticed his mental clarity was sharper than it had been in years. "Doc," he told me, "I feel like someone turned the lights back on in my brain. I'm thinking faster, remembering things better, and I actually want to tackle projects around the house again." But the real breakthrough came when he realized his stamina had returned, not just in the bedroom, but in every area of his life. He could work in his garage for hours without getting exhausted. He could focus on complex tasks without his mind wandering. He felt like the capable, confident man he had always been, just with the wisdom and experience that comes with age. Now, I want to share something important with you. If you're watching this and thinking about your own situation, I want you to comment below and let me know which of these resonates most with your experience. Are you dealing with low energy, poor sleep, decreased libido, or all of the above? Your story might help another man realize he's not alone in this struggle. The 6th breakthrough targets inflammation, the silent killer that destroys male vitality from the inside out. Most men over 60 are carrying chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout their bodies, and this inflammation directly interferes with testosterone production, blood flow, and sexual function. High-quality omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA from wild-caught fish oil, taken with your evening supplements, do something remarkable for male health. They don't just reduce inflammation. They support the production of prostaglandins, hormone-like compounds that directly affect blood flow and erectile function. But here's the key. Not all omega-3 supplements are created equal. The cheap ones from big box stores are often rancid, poorly absorbed, and may actually increase inflammation instead of reducing it. What you need is a pharmaceutical-grade fish oil with at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA, taken with fat for optimal absorption. When Marcus added omega-3 South to his routine, the changes were subtle but profound. His joint stiffness disappeared, his skin looked healthier, and he reported feeling more emotionally balanced. But the real surprise came after 6 weeks. His doctor was amazed by the improvements in his blood work. His inflammatory markers were in the optimal range, his triglycerides had dropped significantly, and his HDL cholesterol had increased. More importantly for Marcus, his erections were not only stronger and more reliable, but they were lasting longer and felt more satisfying. His wife confirmed what he was experiencing. Their intimate life had returned to levels they hadn't enjoyed in over a decade. This is what happens when you address the root causes instead of just treating symptoms. But there was one final element that would complete Marcus's transformation and give him the kind of vitality that would make men half his age jealous. The seventh and final breakthrough involves a class of natural compounds that most Western men have never heard of, but that have been used for centuries to help men maintain their strength, stamina, and sexual vitality well into their later years. I'm talking about adaptogens, specifically a combination of ashwagandha KSM-66 and rhodiola rosea, taken together 30 minutes before all your other supplements. These natural compounds do something remarkable. They help your body adapt to stress while simultaneously supporting healthy testosterone levels, improving sexual function, and increasing overall vitality. Ashwagandha has been clinically proven to increase testosterone levels by up to 17% in men over 60, while also reducing cortisol levels and improving sperm quality. Rhodiola works synergistically to improve mental clarity, reduce fatigue, and enhance physical performance. But here's what makes this combination particularly powerful. Adaptogens don't just give you a temporary boost like caffeine or other stimulants. They actually help restore your body's natural ability to produce energy, manage stress, and maintain hormonal balance. It's like rebuilding your foundation from the ground up. Marcus was initially hesitant about adding more supplements to his routine, but I assured him this would be the final piece of the puzzle. Within 2 weeks of adding the adaptogen combination, he experienced something he hadn't felt in years. Genuine excitement about waking up each morning. His energy was consistent from morning to night. His mood was positive and stable, and his confidence had returned to levels he remembered from his prime. But the most significant change was in his relationship with his wife. They weren't just having more frequent intimacy. They were connecting on a deeper level, laughing together, planning future adventures, and feeling genuinely excited about the years ahead. After 3 months on the complete protocol, Marcus's transformation was complete. His testosterone levels had increased by 40%, his energy was consistent throughout the day, and his sexual function was better than it had been in over 15 years. But more than the physical changes, Marcus had regained something precious, his sense of himself as a vital, capable, attractive man. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 7 supplements sounds like a lot, and you're wondering if you really need all of them to see results. Let me share something crucial that I've learned from working with thousands of men over the past 3 decades. It's not just what you take, it's when you take it that determines whether you get mediocre results or life-changing transformation. Your body operates on natural rhythms that have been fine-tuned over millions of years of evolution. Testosterone production peaks during deep sleep. Growth hormone is released in specific cycles throughout the night. Your cardiovascular system goes into repair mode when your stress levels are lowest. When you align your nutritional support with these natural rhythms, you're not fighting your biology, you're supporting it. This is why taking these supplements in the morning with your coffee, like most men do, produces minimal results. Your body is in stress mode during the day, focused on survival and performance, not repair and regeneration. But when you provide the right nutrients at night, when your body is naturally focused on healing and rebuilding, the effects are dramatically amplified. Let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old retired airline pilot who came to me after trying dozens of different supplements with little to show for it. He was frustrated, skeptical, and ready to give up on the idea that he could feel vital again. The difference with James wasn't the supplements he chose, it was the timing. When James switched to the nighttime protocol I've outlined, his results were rapid and dramatic. Within 1 week, his sleep quality improved. Within 2 weeks, his morning erections returned. Within a month, he felt like a new man. The same supplements that had failed him when taken during the day became powerful tools for transformation when taken at the right time. I want to set realistic expectations for what you can expect when you implement this protocol. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. And it happens in predictable stages that I've observed in thousands of men. Days 1 to 7. The foundation phase during your first week. Focus on sleep quality. Most men notice they're sleeping more deeply and waking up more refreshed. You might not feel dramatically different during the day yet, but your body is beginning the repair process that will lead to bigger changes. Days 8 to 14. The awakening phase. This is when most men start noticing the return of morning erections. Your energy levels begin to stabilize, and you might find yourself interested in activities you've been avoiding. Your mood becomes more positive and stable. Days 15 to 21. The momentum phase. Energy levels increase noticeably. Mental clarity improves. You start feeling more confident in social situations and more motivated to tackle challenging tasks. Many men report their first satisfying intimate encounters during this phase. Days 22 to 30. The integration phase. All systems are working together harmoniously. Energy, mood, libido, and performance reach new levels of consistency and strength. You begin to remember what it feels like to wake up excited about the day ahead. The key is consistency. Don't skip nights, don't change the timing, and don't expect miracles in the first 48 hours. Your body needs time to rebuild what has been declining for years. But when you give it the right support at the right time, the results can be truly remarkable. Before I share my final thoughts, I need to address the 3 biggest mistakes I see men make when trying to restore their vitality. These mistakes explain why so many men try supplements and give up, convinced that nothing works. Mistake number 1. Taking everything in the morning. Your body is in stress mode during the day. Taking supplements with your morning coffee might give you a temporary energy boost, but it won't support the deep repair and regeneration that happens during sleep. Night timing is crucial for hormone production and vascular repair. Mistake number 2. Expecting immediate results. Pharmaceutical drugs work quickly because they force your body to respond, often with significant side effects. Natural restoration works with your body's rhythms, which means real, lasting change takes time. Give your body at least 30 days to show you what it's capable of. Mistake number 3. Using cheap, low-quality supplements. Not all supplements are created equal. Synthetic vitamins, poorly absorbed minerals, and rancid fish oils can actually make things worse. Invest in pharmaceutical-grade supplements from reputable sources, or you're wasting your time and money. I've seen too many good men give up on themselves because they made one of these mistakes. Don't let that be you. As we reach the end of our time together, I want you to understand something important. What I've shared with you isn't just about supplements or hormones or sexual function. It's about reclaiming your rightful place as a vital, confident, passionate man who has decades of life ahead of him. You have a choice to make tonight. You can accept the slow decline that society tells you is inevitable, or you can take action to restore the vitality that is your birthright as a man. The protocol I've outlined isn't complicated, expensive, or risky. It's simply working with your body instead of against it. Marcus is now 68 years old, and he's living proof that age doesn't have to mean decline. He's more energetic than men half his age, his marriage is stronger than ever, and he wakes up every morning excited about what the day will bring. That could be your story too. If this message has resonated with you, if you're ready to stop accepting less than you deserve, then I want you to take action. Start with just one supplement tonight. Choose the one that speaks to you most strongly, whether it's vitamin D3 for hormonal support, magnesium for stress reduction, or zinc for masculine energy. Take it 1 hour before bed, every night, without exception. Give your body 30 days to show you what it's capable of when you support it properly. I believe you'll be amazed by what you discover. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Here at Life After 65, we're building a community of men who refuse to surrender their vitality to age. Subscribe to this channel, share your progress in the comments, and let's support each other in becoming the best versions of ourselves. Your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting for you to claim them. Starting tonight,